Reading difficulty is often the result of a host of interactive factors or contributing causes. These factors may be classified as cognitive, language-based, emotional, physical, social, cultural, economic, and educational. Although each of the major factors will be discussed in isolation, it should be emphasized that often no one factor causes reading problems. In general, the cause is an interaction of several factors. In this video lesson, we will be discussing language factors. Deficits in oral language are a major characteristic of low-achieving readers. They may have difficulty following a story, show little interest in verbal activities, and have trouble with word retrieval, that is, remembering the name of objects. Students who evidence language disabilities for which there are no obvious causes, such as hearing impairment or neurological damage, are referred to as having language learning disability or specific language impairment. Some students are language delayed. Their language development follows the same sequence as that of other children, but it is slower. For the most part, language delayed children catch up with their peers. Let us turn our attention to some specific language factors. The language factors that we will be discussing in this video lesson are articulation difficulties, phonological factors, rapid automatized naming issues, word-finding problems, and orthographic processing. Speech articulation problems may contribute to reading difficulties. Reading and speech should not be confused. Just because a child is unable to articulate a sound does not mean that a child cannot perceive the sound or cannot make sense of words in which the sound appears. When working with students who have articulatory or other language problems, it is best to consult with a school's speech and hearing specialist. A widely accepted theory of reading disability holds that a major cause is a deficiency in phonological processing. Phonological processing includes phonological awareness, which includes phonemic awareness, phonics, working memory, and lexical retrieval. As novice readers process a printed word, they use phonemic awareness to detect its separate sounds, retrieve orthographic and phonological information from the lexicon, which is the mental dictionary, and hold this in working memory as they connect sounds to letters in the words they are reading. Phonological awareness, retrieval of information phonologically encoded, and phonological coding in working memory are key processes in decoding. Even when students do have adequate phonological awareness, they may have difficulty naming or processing language rapidly and automatically. For most people, the order of naming speed from slowest to fastest is objects, colors, letters, and digits. The average adult can name digits or letters approximately twice as quickly as colors or objects. Naming letters and numbers is a more highly automated process than naming colors or pictures of objects. Poor readers are slower in reading letters, words and lists, and text. Poor readers may need to examine more features to identify letters. Slowness in recognizing letters may lead to slowness in word recognition or a disruption of the process. Long after low-achieving students are 100% accurate in naming letters and numbers, their speed at doing so remains less than that of achieving readers. A process related to, but on a higher level than speed of naming of familiar objects and symbols, is word retrieval or word finding. A word finding deficiency affects comprehension and high-level word recognition skills, such as using context. All of us have difficulty finding the right word on an occasion, whether it be the name of a coworker's spouse, a technical term, or a distinctive word that would be especially appropriate for a special occasion. However, for students with word-finding problems, this problem is ongoing. Symptoms of word-finding difficulty include frequent pauses, circumlocutions or roundabout language, repetitions, misuse of nonspecific words such as things and stuff, frequent use of expressions such as you know or I can't think of the word, and the frequent use of ums and uhs and similar meaningless sounds. Frequent "I don't know" when called upon to answer in class can also be a sign of word-finding difficulty. The "I don't know" may mean that the student cannot think of the words to express the answer. Students with word-finding difficulties may have difficulty in using picture and text clues. However, this does not mean that students with word-finding difficulties should not use context. Ironically, although hampered in the use of context, they rely on context more heavily than students who have no difficulty retrieving words. Since context provides added clues, it aids in the retrieval of words. Traditionally, the speech therapist or communication disorder specialist works with students who have word-finding difficulty. However, there are a few steps you can take as the classroom teacher to help these students. In discussions, provide more clues and additional wait time. Before reading, provide an overview of the selection or give a preview of the story. Stress the use of phonics in decoding unfamiliar words. Remember to integrate phonics with context. Finally, students with word-finding difficulties are better able to read words silently than orally. Orthographic processing is the visualization or memory of letter patterns so that students can distinguish better or spell words such as pair, pair, and pair. Since the systems work in parallel, while the phonological processing system is detecting whether the words end with the same sound, the orthographic system is being accessed. When students learn to read, an orthographic identity is added to the phonological, semantic, and syntactic identities of words in their mental storehouse. Struggling readers who have phonological deficits may have difficulty creating adequate orthographic images because the links between the sounds and letters or letter patterns are more difficult for them to grasp. Further, students may have strong phonological processing skills but weak orthographic processing ability. Difficulty in using orthographic information slows readers down because they have to rely more heavily on phonological information and of not getting the boost orthographic information provides. Orthographic ability is related to decoding ability. Unfortunately, many struggling readers are weak in both the phonological and the orthographic area. In a study of disabled readers, the researcher found that 90% of the students had a double deficit in phonological and orthographic processing, and 40% had a triple deficit in phonological and orthographic processing and naming speed. Thanks for watching.